Hello everyone, it's Sue from Crafting Joe and welcome to my crafting today. And today is a Stampin' Saturday. I've got 3 lovely cards for you today. I've just been finishing up the prep, so I'm a few minutes late, so sorry about that. Yes, so I've got a new catalogue coming out on Wednesday. How exciting is that? I love it, love it, love it. I've got a couple of things that I'm sad to say goodbye to that I want to show you before they say bye-bye to us, of products. So yeah, and it's my piggy, one of my favourite stamps that I really love. So let's get to my table. Let me just find the other camera so you can see what I'm doing. There we go, and we're down here. So today's card, I'm going to start with a card that is inspired by one of my friends, Pat. So yes, thank you, Pat. I'm in a crafting group with my friends we've been crafting with for a long time, and she came up with a challenge. So we all did this challenge, so it was really cool. And yes, and this was what this is what I made. So, and I thought, oh, I can make a card out of that. So this is an ATC that we've made a load of, and we're all going to swap. So I know Pat might be listening today. So if you are, hello, Pat. And this is the idea. I did ask her if I could share it with you all out here. So there we go. It's going to be a nice day today out there, isn't it? The weather's really lovely. So I can't wait to get in my garden. I am just going to get my mat as usual. It's to my left. I use this mat all the time. And I've chosen today a very vanilla card base, and I've got a Pear Pizzazz mat. I'm going to use the top piece, and I've used this is a very vanilla thick cardstock because I'm going to have to do some sponging on it to make this background. So you'll see how this turns into this, but it's never, when you do this type of technique, it's never quite the same all the time, so it looks different or you know, whatever it turns out. So that's inspired by Pat, and that's what I made. They're all different. There was about 4 or 5 of us doing this challenge, and they were all completely different, so it was really good. I'm going to be using today, my stamp set is going to be the Very Versailles. This is carrying over to the new catalogue, so yeah, it's one of my favourites. It's really, really versatile. So this sort of scripty sort of stamp is just lovely, and always thinking of you. This ivy, I think it's an ivy sort of stamp, has been really, really versatile, and it's quite a bang on trend, I think. This type of, it's sort of naturally, it's lovely. Anyway, so let me show you how I'm going to make a background. I'm going to take this from this to something quite different. I have out here Balmy Blue, which I really love. I've got Daffodil Delight that I'm just opening. I've got, and I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz, I think. Yes, that's it. So I'm going to see how we go. I'm in a Pear Pizzazz mood today, I think. So you get those days. There's my green, and I've got 3 different sponges. So I've got a blue sponge. So I'm going to start by doing my blue first. So I'm going to hope you're going to see those. Yeah, I think you can. So I'm going to start on my mat, and I'm going to just take the colour in. And I'm just going to do I'm just going sort of ovals really with my sponge. So I've got quite a big area to do, so I'm going to try and work quite quick. But I'm just literally doing circles, ovals. I'm going to try and do about sort of 3 areas of each. Obviously, you can always add to it, but you can't take it away. So start on your spine, wrap paper that you're doing it on. I'm going to do a bit more blue, I think. Oh, come back to the blue. Always add to it. And I'm going to put a bit of green in, Pear Pizzazz. That's going to be my green. And it doesn't look like, it looks a bit odd at first, and you're going, what on earth is she doing? But you will see as I go round how it looks. Let's put a bit of yellow in. I've got a bit of the yellow, so I want to put a bit of yellow in. For me, these colours just went quite nice together, and they're a bit different, colours that I wouldn't normally use. It's just quite quick, quite easy. It's another way to use your stamp, your inks that you probably may not have thought about, and you'd be like, oh, how cool is that? But it can be whatever you want it to look like, really. It's, you know, it's your card. So I want a little bit more blue, but again, I can add a tinge of blue to it if I want something on the edges. I think, oh, actually, I want a bit of blue around there, or I want this, or a bit of blue in the middle. I just gently go in. And that is about where I think I want it to be. So that's completely different. And that's just with sponges. It's quite cool, isn't it? Quite cool. I'm just going to close my ink pads up a second. And I'm just going to... So my next thing to do is to get the... get my... I need some... How can I do that? I think I grab my crumb cake. I'm going to get the side piece done. And then I'm going to do some of the leaves. So to do my side piece on this, I'm going to, because it's a bit, the actual, the card that I'm going to stamp it onto is slightly longer than my stamp. So I'm just going to do it twice and hope it comes out okay. So I'm going to ink up some crumb cake. It's quite a large stamp, but again, that's quite a large stamp I'm, inking up there. And the Stampin' Up! Obviously ink pads aren't very juicy. So I've got one of the newer ones at long last. So I'm going to do it from that edge. Let the ink transfer. How cool is that? Again, it doesn't really matter too much about the scripty sort of stamp if it doesn't. I'm going to grab a bit of tissue. Where's the tissue gone? There we go. I've got an old flannel that I've got here that I use sometimes. But I use this silicone sheet so much. I use it all the time. So the next thing to do, I want to get some nice, I'm going to use Old Olive. I'm just going to close the ink pad because I'm going to get in a mess otherwise here. I've got Old Olive, which is one of my absolute favourites. And I don't want it, the Old Olive to be, actually, I'm going to go for it. I thought I was going to stamp off, but I think I'm actually going to go for it because I've used stronger colours on this one. So I'm going to go there, there, and there. So again, I haven't re-inked any of that. I've just gone for it in the corner. I've done 3. But it looks totally different, doesn't it? Quite cool. We quite like that. Just going to get those cleaned quickly because I'm going to get it a mess here. They're quite big stamps on my desk. So again, this is why I clean my stamps. It's quite good for me to show you this. That in there. It's quite easy. If it's not come off, you can always take the sponge to there. It's quite heavy on my inking there, but there we go. Done. How easy is this? How easy. My screen's going down, so I don't know why my screen keeps going off. I hope you're okay and you're still there. Okay, so let's keep going. And then I thought I wanted to have a little greeting or something on there, as I did in this one. I've got close at heart, but far apart but close at heart on that one, which I quite like. I think that's quite cool on there. Very different. But you know me, I like different. So I've got a scrap of card here, and I just thought, would that fit on there? It probably would. So let's do that in a. Actually, I want to do it in a colour. So let's do it in the green for a change. Just going to ink that up. Just have to be a little bit careful I've not over inked the edges of it. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to go. Actually, I think there's bits of glue in that all on my silicone mat. So I'm just going to do that there. Oh, sorry, I think I might have shot there. I was doing that. Trying to see where it was. I've just done that like that and there. That looks great, doesn't it? I've got a little trim down, I think, and I want to just do a quick pennant on the edge. Oh, I quite like it. I might trim that down a smidge. I'll grab my trimmer. I'm going to give that a little trim. Again, I use my trimmer quite a lot. This is one of my favourite trimmers, and I use it a lot. And not every trimmer you can get a slither off like I'm doing here, but this one you can. And I've also found that when you're doing thinner bits, it just hold it there and just get the guide hold, card holdy. I don't know what you call this bit, but the arm that comes up that holds it in place. That is really just holds it in there, and it seems to work. So, do I want any colour? I think I'm going to put a little bit of colour on this one. So, and I might use the crumb cake. Get a crumb cake sponge. So I've got a smidgen of the crumb cake around the edges of it. Just a smidgen, not very much, hardly anything really. So it just doesn't look so stark. I'm going to cut a pennant. I'm sure I've done this before, and I'll show you again. So I'm going to cut a pennant here. So it needs to be straight to start with, and mine isn't. So the way to cut a pennant in the end of it is to find the middle roughly, cut down, and go from that corner to where you just finished the edge of the piece you just cut into. So from that edge to that edge. So it looks like that. Ta-da! Quite an easy technique, that one. Quite easy. We like things that are easy that you can do quick at home. And let's put our card together. Just going to get my rubbish out of the way. They look cool, doesn't it? That looks really cool. Oh, not double check my glue this morning. Oops. Will it go? Oh, I'm terrible with glues. I don't know. I think I leave them open. I think some of it's my fault. I actually leave them open and leave my craft. I'm like, I think I leave them open. Just found one the other day with no lid on, and I was like, oh, that's not a good sign, is it? I'll pop this on. That's my base mat, which is Pear Pizzazz. I'll pop my top piece on. And I like that. I'm going to put some dimensionals on there. I'm also going to put a little bit of, I don't know, do I like that? A little bit of, let's see what it looks like with the, usual place. Here we go. What would it look like with a tiny bit of that behind it? I've got some linen thread, which I use a lot. I might just do a couple of loops of them. I think I will. Let me find my bone folder. All I'm going to do, if it comes up with you and it's kinked like that, like mine is, get your bone folder, get your hand, like you're curling ribbon on a parcel at Christmas. I'm going to put my dimensionals on here ready. That will help me to see where my linen thread's going to go. That's going to hold both down, hopefully. So I'm just going to take those backing bits off my dimensionals. Then I can, I'm just going to make like loopy type things. I don't know, I'm just going to go around my fingers a couple of times. And there we go. So it looks kind of a bit like that. I want the edges in, so then the ends of it, so they're a bit tidier, so it looks a bit loopy. Or loopish, is that a better way? I know it sounds a bit, I might have to cut that bit off actually, because I find it's too great sitting on there. There we go, just cut that bit off. So that's going to go on the end. I think I want that about there. And there we go. I didn't do that down very well. It's got a bit of that underneath. That looks like, what do we think? Thank you very much, Pat. That's your idea, and that's my interpretation of the original idea. So I like it. What do we think? Please give me a comment about what you think. Do you like it? What colours would you do yours? I've just chosen 3 different colours there, and they're very different for me. Not necessarily the colours that I would normally choose, but yeah, I like it. So let's go to my next card. My next card today, let's put that out of the way. I'm just going to move my sponges because I get a pinky mess. I have a bag of sponges in my desk, near my desk, so that's how I just use the same ones. And I've got like bits like the red, and I've got different things, so I know what colour they are. So that's quite handy for me. I seem to use sponges quite a bit. So my next card is going to be something we're going to say goodbye to very soon. It's a retiring. So I'm a bit sad about this because it's one of my favouriteest stamp sets. This little piggy. It has been around. You can see it's the old branding on the Stampin' Up. But yes, it's sad. It's going. It's leaving us. So, but I just thought we'd say goodbye to it in style, I think, today. And I wanted to let's get into my basket out of all the bits that I have in there. I use my framelets. I use those a lot. Let's get that out. So I want to also do some sponging today. Getting in a spongy mood. This is a different technique. That's using the sponges in one way. This is a very different way to use it. So it just, again, same inks. It's a totally different way. So I've got here a colours that I've never done before together. This is Blushing Bride, and I've got with very vanilla. So that's different, isn't it? I like a bit of that. So I'm going to take my base piece, and that's got a mat underneath. Let's put that out of the way. Then we're going to, I've already mounted up one of my favourites. She Believed She Could. And I really like that saying. I really like that saying. So, yes, and I've done it onto a piece of vellum as well. I've done that a bit ahead of time because it takes a few minutes to dry. I've done that with some Stays On ink. Let me show you Stays On. What I used. Stays On. Because obviously we are on vellum paper. So it takes a few minutes to dry, but it does work. And that's going to make my wings for my little piggy that's going to say goodbye. I've got to say goodbye to you, little piggy. So I know, so I'm saying goodbye to an old friend. So I wanted to make a bit of a sky. So I've got my balmy blue here again. Oh, not actually, I'm going to pick the lighter one to start off with. I'm going to pick Pool Party. So I'm going to use that one first. And if it's too light, I can always come back. And the way to do it is to get my ink pad there, and I'm going to roll it in. This is a sponge brayer. These are great. I love these. Use these a lot to create backgrounds. And I'm just going to roll it on like that. It does take, sometimes it takes a while, depending on what look. I want quite a pale look. So mine's going to take a little bit longer. But you can see the way it's starting to change my paper, my card, my very vanilla. And I just go light and often. So I want a nice sort of pale sky. I'm just wondering, in one of the, actually we could, hang on. Oh, we could. Yes. I've just found a mask. So let's have a play with that as well. So I want to, let's get that blue. And then let's try to put the mask over and do some clouds. I've never done this, so let's give it a go. I'm hoping, obviously because we're protecting the base of our card, it should. I might have to go and grab another sponge if you want them a bit darker. I'm just going to hold this in place. I only want them at the top half, really, of my cards. I'm just keeping an eye on that. Let's see if that creates some clouds. And it does. Look at that. I want that one a little bit. Oh, I love it. I should get out a bit more, but there we go. I'm out in the garden this afternoon, so yeah. That's great, isn't it? And obviously I'm just going to hold it with this hand and just peel that back, and you can see some clouds. Look at them. That's enough for me, I think. I've done my cloudy background. They're pretty cool, aren't they? And then obviously I need that's my sky, and I need to just create a back, I need to create an anchor, obviously for, I need to create a sort of a karate scene. So I'm going to use my Paper Pizzazz, and I've got a green roller. I'm just going to go gently on there and ink it up the same. And I'm just going to go up to my sort of line, roughly. I'm not too worried about that bit. As long as it's got a greeny line, my little piggy's in a nice field and he's sort of flying by. Again, we could put all sorts of things. We could make it a meadow. We could put, perhaps, a bit more ink on the edges for me, this one. So that's my sort of scene I'm setting for my little piggy. And then I want to create my actual pig itself, because my pig's going to be flying, of course. So, this piggy does look like he's flying. So he does look like a little fly. She does look like definitely a she pig, and she's definitely flying. So why not? So I'm going to give her, and I'm going to cut her out quickly. There we go. So I'm just going to grab my scissors real quick, and I'm going to cut around her. So the way to do it, I don't know if I'm going to do her wings or not. I might leave her wings on, and then I'll just see what that looks like in a sec. So just going to real quickly fussy cut around her, because she is flying, so it's got to be done, isn't it, really? And again, fussy cutting with good scissors makes such a difference. So I can literally move the card. So it's actually quite quick to get into all the fiddly bits. Don't mind her snout. I'm a bit quiet now. Sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate on what I'm doing a little bit. I don't want to cut anything off her. I don't know if I want to leave those on or just give her like vellum wings. So what we'll do, we'll leave them on for now. And we'll see, actually, if I cut the vellum, because I've done it in the same, I want her to be flying, and she's got to have little wings, doesn't she? So I only need the winged piece on this bit, so I'm just going to cut that away. The rest of it I don't need. And I will also cut a little bit where I can glue the wings on. So I'm just going to cut around the wings. This is going to be worth it when it's done. Just a few minutes of time. And that's one wing done, and that's the second wing I'm just whizzing around. Vellum is great for creating anything like wings or fairies, or it's a real good product. And often if you buy a pack of it, you only need a teeny piece of it. I've used the scrap of this vellum today, and it's been really quite good. But it gives a different dimension to the card. And I've used this scrap piece here, and you only need a teeny piece, and I'll keep that back in my box for next time I need it, really. I'm going to leave that there for a second. That's my wings, and I think we will leave those on. We'll try it with them on. I think I've done them with them. I've done this type of thing in the past. I've had my pigs. If you look on my blog, there is me doing, the pigs have done a barn dance. They've had all sorts of, had their own little mini adventures going on for quite a while. So the pigs have been well used. I love them. They did barn dance, and one had a little tutu on. One was sort of dancing, and I remember that card because it's one of my favourites. But my sister-in-law quite likes pigs, so I know she's had this sort of card for a couple of years on the trot now, and different variations of it. So yes, and I'm just gonna do that, and I want to make my piggy, I don't know if they want to look quite clean or not. The tail is a bit difficult to cut around, but again, I've got quite good scissors, so I'm just whizzing around the tail. Try not to detail my pig. She needs to have pig tail intact, and she does. I mean, look at that. It's quite, you can see that's quite fiddly, that tail. Just want to make sure I don't get to cut the tail off. And we're round. There we go. So that's that bit done. So make sure I don't chop my wings away. There we go. She's almost flying, and she's flying in the sky. So yes, she is going to have wings. What I'm going to do is just briefly just cut round the ear, so I can slip the wings in. So there's a little bit there, and I can peel that back a little bit. So she see what I've done there? So it gives it a bit more dimension on the ear, but I can just slip that in behind so it will fit. That's clever. I like that. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on there to just affix my ears, my wings to my ears. I know that sounds a bit weird. I've got it on the wrong side, that glue. On the other side, it needs to be on the front, doesn't it? Not the back. Oops. Make sure you put the glue on obviously the side you want to. I want to attach that to my. I'll put it on the other side. It should be on the front of my wings, behind the ear. So there we go. I'm just going to mount that up a bit. So that's there you go. And see, she has wings. She can fly. And then I saw a vellum. Well, I was sort of starting on the vellum. I just thought I wanted to do a bit of vellum for a change, and I wanted to do on this particular stamp. She believes she could. So that I thought was an inspirational one. I don't know whether to do it in the pink or a different colour. I might go for it. Oh no. So I want to do it on this sort of scrap I've got here, and then cut it up. Let me grab my scrap bit of paper back in, or we'll do it on a beige, on a cream. I can't decide. No, I think we're going to go for this little teeny scrap. This literally is half an inch, not even half an inch really. So we're going to go for that and try. And I wanted to cut each word up, so see how that looked. I don't want that to stick to anything. So I'm going to go for it and hope. It's quite difficult to do. Oh, there we go. That was good. All I did was line that up with the bottom of my card. So that was quite cool. And I wanted to just do each word separately. Let's put my scrap bit of paper out of the way. I've been using that for a while. She believed. I mustn't lose any of my letters. She believed she could. So let's put our piggy up there and get her flying like she should. I've got a couple of dimensionals on her body. Her ear is secure. I just need a little one up there. There we go. I just want those wings to be prominent. So she's got her tail intact. Everything is good and she's flying. I think pigs do fly. There we go. She's about there. Quite cute. So then I wanted to put a bow or something on there. And I've got my ribbon around here. Oh, that's what it is. Use a bit of that. That'd be quite cute. So I've got a vellum circle, and I want to put my. I think I want to put my. She believed she could. So I think I'm going to put my bow, get my bow done, and sort of put it together. Like my scissors will do. For my linen thread, I'll just cut a length off. A nice little bow. Oh, that wasn't very good, was it? A bow. I've done my bunny loops, right over left, left over right, and then you just pull it. I want it to be. This linen thread is quite good if you're not particularly good with bows. It's quite forgiving, so and you can mould it with your fingers a bit, so that's quite cool. I'm going to grab a glue dot, and I'm going to put my vellum down with a glue dot. And I'm going to hide the glue dot, I'm just going to put the bow on it. That's going to be my card. Or I could put something like that on it. Let's find the mini dimensionals and put those on my sentiment. I like it. I'm going to miss these piggies. I'm going to miss them. Should I mount that up first before I start putting those on? I think I will. Got my glue. There we go. That's that one. Well, I'm really sorry today. I can't see any of your comments. So I will get back to you if you've left me a comment. I'm not ignoring anyone, but I can't see the comments today. So I will get back to you when I've finished. So sorry about that. And hello, if you are watching out there, I'm not sure some people are watching. Yes, so I will get back to you after I've finished. That's going to be there. She believed she could. There we go. I want my she to be a little bit smaller. There we go. I can trim that off a bit. And I'm going to put a glue dot underneath there. The way to do it is to grab your paper tool, take your pick tool, and I'm picking up a glue dot there on the tool. There you go. And I want to put that in the place where that's going to be, my first she. So it'll actually cover the glue dot. So, and then I can put that on the top there, so that helps to anchor it. She believed I think I wanted it like that. Oopsie. A bit fiddly. she believed she could. There we go. Let's put that, and I want them to be separate. She believed she could. And I'm just going to attach my bow for this card. So I've taken a glue dot on there, I folded it in half on there. I know it's a bit fiddly. So on my thumb and fold it in half again. And then you can put the glue dot on the back of the bow. And that just holds it all in place, and that's covering that as well. There we go. I just want to trim my ends. How cute is that? Oh, bye-bye, piggies. That'll probably be the last time you'll see that piggy in my craft room. So what do we think about that? That's totally different, isn't it? I like it. Oh, I love it. Makes me smile. Okay, I'm just going to clear my desk a little bit. I've got stuff everywhere. And get on to my last card for today. Let me put this little piggy back in its basket. That's cute, that. I like it. For my last card today, I wanted to get a dimension in. So I didn't know quite where I was going. So what colours did I get out? Got a bit of white. White. There you go. It's a bit of white. I just grabbed. So I have a punch that I haven't used. Oh, that's bad. It's in my classroom, isn't it? I can't remember what it's called. Perennial flower punch. Uh-oh. Better fix that today, hadn't we, really? That's a bit bad, isn't it? So I wanted to make what I call a frame card. So this is going to be all a bit white. And I've already ahead of time done this. It's a tin tile embossing folder that I really like. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I just thought keep it quite simple. So I've done a whisper white base, and I've done a semi whisper white again. And I've used the I think I've just used the normal card, not the thick one. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's right. So that's good. We like a bit of that. And then I thought I've got some for a change. I wanted a different colour. So I've done a frame with my stitched edge framelets. I wanted to do a frame or something like that, something a bit different. So I like a bit different. All I've done to make the frame, you can see what I've done there. I've put two of the framelets together. I've put a bit of washi tape to hold it, so it's going to be okay. Obviously, I could use that on another project as well, so that nothing's wasted here. You know, and I've just kept the frame of it. I could make that bigger or smaller, the actual frame, depending on what size I put in there, but I just wanted quite a small one for today. Yes, how cool is that? Now, I wanted to make a flower. Not made of flowers for a while, so I'm going to get hopefully two of these. Got 2 or 3 of these. I'm not practiced this, so here we're doing it. We're doing it live, folks. So I think I want 3 on there. And that may look a bit too white. I don't know. Oh, there we go. That's okay. I think I've got the ink pad that goes with it somewhere. But what I could do, of course, if you haven't got that a bit of yellow in the centre, I could grab my Daffodil Delight and a sponge. Or I could use a sponge, or you could always use a cotton wool white bud or something like that, whatever you have to hand. So I wanted to make it a centre. There you go. Let's be careful with that. And let's just put a bit of a centre in the top one, really. For me, that's just done that a bit of colour. There we go. That's quite cool. I'm going to have to do all 3 now, because in case it overlaps, it's going to look a bit white underneath. I'm just colouring that in a little bit, so it's got a bit of the centre of the flower. There we go. Then I want to put a sentiment on here somehow, and I haven't decided which one I was going to use. I wanted some leaves. Oh, my goodness, some leaves. And a bit of white. Oops. So, why not white leaves? Do like a bit of white on white. Gosh, should we do them in the green? Oh, I don't know now. Oh, options, you see. Let's get my flower done. I'm just curling those with my bone folder to give them a bit more dimension, to make it look a bit more as if it's not just so flat. They look a bit boring if they're flat to me. I'm going to put that one at the top, and I'm just going to glue these together so they are so tilt that around a bit so it can go in and make a nice shaped flower. Do it like that, so it kind of sits, so it looks quite pretty on the edge there. I might go and get some of that green. Let me go and get some of that green, see what it looks like. You can either use the white ones, or I might go and get the same colour. Soft sea foam is the colour. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Look at that, folks. My screen's gone off now. Oops, sorry. Oh, my screen, I think we're back. I think we're good. Right. There's too many things on my desk. So let's try that one. Something leaning on somewhere. Must be something. I keep losing my screen this morning, folks. Sorry. Yeah, taking it right up the back. Let's try and move the things from there. So yes, I wanted to do something a bit different for a sentence. I keep seeing these online. It's the wrong colour. There's the white one. I want to do a different sort of type of sentiment. So let's move this out of the way. I've got my word window, my word wishes out because I use this all the time. I wanted to sort of see if I could do my word wishes. What's that one? The top tip, if you get this stamp set and you want to use which one, you get a mirror. So I'm looking at those, I'm thinking, what on earth are they? I'm not sure. So if you get a mirror, you can see, and I want, that's Christmas, happy. Oh, there's a happy there. I think that's a happy. It is indeed. So you get a mirror. I've got a mirror that I've been using for a while, and I also have in my craft room. So if you're never not sure, just get a mirror and you'll see what they are instantly. That's quite cool. I've got the happy there, so I've got happy birthday. I want to make it into a happy birthday card. I can't decide which colour leaves to use, but I'm sure I will in a second. And I want to put birthday. Hopefully there's a birthday there, and there is a birthday here. And I've not quite got round to putting the stamp set together, which I forgot. Now I need to find, but again, if you can't see birthday on here, a good way to see it again, I've just spotted what you're working backwards here, really. So again, I could take my mirror and I could see it. Top Mrs. H's top tip there, folks. I just want to grab birthday. So this is how that they get you. Yours come on a sheet like this. I've not used all of these yet, so I must sit there and get them done. You get the right weight. So I've taken the back off of my stamp, put it onto my sheet, and now it's got this part of the sheet here that makes it sticky. So let's grab a small block. And those third bits can go in the bin. It does tell you the instructions on the inside of the card in the stamp set what to do with them, so it's not a problem. It's quite easy to do once you've done. You need to do that once, and that really makes it stick to your block. I know sometimes the stamps fall off or they don't after so many uses, but these are quite good, and you can just wash them. The ones that I used in classes before now, I've taken down to the kitchen and just soaked them and give them a little bit of a wash with some washing up liquid, and they come up perfect. So it just rejuvenates your sticky to them. And what colour that should we? Should we happy birthday in a white? I think we will just cut out. Again, I'm just using my scraps here. And I'm just going to grab, we'll do a white one. Happy, and then birthday. Oh, we could have used that bit actually. We could have done a birthday. We might use that scrap in a minute. No, or we might use that bit. We will see. We've got options here, and I'm sport for choice, as usual. Let's just make a decision. I'm going to do a white happy. Just take that. My big shot won't fit on my desk. There's way too much on here at the moment. So again, the way to get that out is to, if you can't, like I've done there, which is quite important, Stampin' Up to a brush that I'm just about to order. It goes in the take your pick tool, but the one before that is a brush with a handle. That's the old one that I've got there. But they do this part that goes on the take your pick tool, so it actually leaves doesn't leave so much, and it comes with a little foamy thing I can't find. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's the picture's gone from my cloth. Oh, there it is. No, there it is. Found it. So it comes with this. The set comes with this, like that. So I've popped mine in a case just to keep it easy. But you just take your tool and leave it in the die. That's the main thing, because it won't damage your work. So one, it helps to push it out, and two, you should be able to get all the bits out. So it should help you. And that should. Doesn't get everything out. I may not have done it properly, but yeah, that's just one bit I need to poke out with the tool. There we go, one bit. That's quite pretty cool. Happy. Oh, I like it. That's my happy used, and I want to just do the birthday on the slither. I've got a slither here of card. All I'm going to do is get the plastic label punch and cut that out. I'm not quite sure how I want it to be, so I'm going to do it that way. Is that the right way? Let's get started. There we go. I'm going to tuck that in, I think we will. Again, I've used the tiniest of bit here. I'm quite fiddle with my card. You have to, don't you? You have to, really. Let's put this together, and I still can't decide what I might do. Actually, I might do two colours of leaves for a change. Right, put this together. Who knows? Sometimes I have an idea in my mind, and sometimes I just kind of go for it, like I did then. So this is how I very much design my cards, and this is how I work. But everyone's slightly different. But just think, oh, what should we do? Or what shall we do? I like to let my creativity go. So I like it. It's just how we're going to put our leaves. We've got some vellum there. Let's push out a vellum one and try a vellum one. I've done this type of thing before. Again, I've used the same little bit of scrap. Oh, vellum looks lovely. Again, it's got a little couple of. Let's take those off and see what ones we prefer. I want to stick my frame down, I think, because that's definitely going about there. And I want my frame to be quite flat. I can still poke little big things in there. There we go, that's going there. The flower's going to go about in that corner. That is going to go there. And I want it underneath the frame. So I'm just going to real quick put that in. Oh, should we raise it up? Ooh. This is right. This is how I play. Do like a bit of playtime in my craft room, that is. I think I like the vellum ones. What do you think? Which colour would you choose? I think I'm going to just go for that. Yeah, I think I am. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the opposite side. And glue those in place. About there, I think they were, weren't they? So kind of there. And that one about there. And that's my flower. That's going to take the dimension off the back. That's about there. I just want to put my happy birthday down somewhere. And I might. No, I think that happy's in the wrong colour. I can't really see it very much. But what we could do. Oh, I've got the matching colour. Spookily enough. Should we get a sponge and see if we can sponge it? See what that looks like. Oh, let's play. Let's grab a sponge. We're in a spongy mood today. Let's grab a sponge. I've got soft sea foam ink. Oh. And now I'm just going to have to try and hold it. And I'm going to do a bit of pouncing on it. Which is just up, straight up and down. Oh. I like it. It gives it the same sort of tone, but it just looks really different. Oh, it makes it really stand out now, doesn't it? See that? So easy. If you get the right sort of type of inks and you've got a few bits and pieces around, that is just great. I love it. Oh, yes, I like it. Yeah. Let's put that down. I do want that underneath there somehow, so I'm just going to gently lift that up. And you see me just poke the scissors in there and get that up. So I do want that tucked in. So I'm just going to lift it gently from the scissors. There we go. And that's gone down. Now the way to, there's a few different ways to put the glue on this. Probably the easiest way is to use I've got a glue sponge somewhere in my craft room. It's on my glue sponge. Okay, that's it. That's my glue sponge. I can feel it. So all I'm going to do is quite difficult to attach if you want them to be flat. I don't really want to put teeny dimensionals on it. So I'm just going to get a teeny bit of glue on my mat, my craft sheet. I can always add to it. And I'm going to use my sponge. Then I'm just going to get, and then I'll just hold that flat. I'm just going to put that on there. This is obviously try not to get it on the glue on the front. There we go, and that's done. Grab my tweezers, and that looks just different, doesn't it? I want it to be about there. I like it. What colours would you choose? That's very different for me. What do we think? I do quite like it though. Thank you very much for watching today and joining me in my craft room. I've got a mess to clear up now. A nice mess to clear up. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, I do have a blog. If you'd like to buy any of the supplies that I've used, head over to our website, it's Crafts to Enjoy. You can buy any of the products that I've used today. We've got a catalogue change that's happening on Wednesday. So I'm doing a party night on Facebook on Wednesday evening. So you can come and join me. I think I've just got the last of my packs for Wednesday about to go out. So you've missed that. But just come along and join the fun. Be good fun. So what do you think of the 3 cards? They're very different, aren't they? Yeah, I like them. I'm just looking at them now. What's your favourite? What one do you like? What one could you make at home? Hope you feel inspired now to go in your craft room and do some things. And make some flowers or do something. That's awful lot. I didn't have that punch out, isn't it? I feel really bad about that. But, just between us. Let's keep it just between us. So thank you for watching. And don't forget to click on the thumbs up. Oh, let me see if I can get my... Don't forget to give me the thumbs up. So I'm waffling. There we go. I'm still learning. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like my video today. And please leave me a comment. See what you think. See what you like about today's cards. Is there something you change, or do you prefer it, or do you love them the way they are? And don't forget to click on the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you very much for watching today, and hope to see you next time. And don't forget, Wednesday night, Facebook, 7 or 8 o'clock. I'll put the time on my blog. And 8 o'clock, I think it was. 8 o'clock. Yes, 8 o'clock. I remember now. 8 o'clock, Facebook, Craft to Enjoy, Party Night, new catalogue. Lots of inspiration over there for Wednesday night. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Please keep safe and well. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.